Hello everyone, I am Sania Lea Kristina and my student number is 1221112333111. Here I am going to review a book and present my book report. The title is Lightning Thief, a fiction novel by Rick Riordan, which has 227 pages. I would say the difficulty is 7 from 10. The setting place of this book was taken in all over USA. There are Renzi Academy, Metropolitan Museum of Art, Sally's apartment in Queens, Camp Half-Blood, Mount Olympus, Montauk Beach, Auntie M's Gardenum Emporium, Wonderland Theme Park, Lotus Hotel and Casino, and The Underworld. To be honest, I did not have a special reason why I chose this book. I knew this book from my friends, and then I searched on internet and find out the ebook. I downloaded the ebook and be able to read this book until the last page, because usually I did not read a book until the end. And I wanted to know what was the different plot story between this novel and the movie. I ever watched the movie before on television, and I wondered if the story in this novel or book as exciting as in the movie. Reading this book made me feel like I rewatched the movie, but for now it's only by words without picture and sound effect. There are 3 main characters in this book. They are Percy Jackson, Annabeth Chase, and Grover Underwood. The plot story is about Percy Jackson, the son of Craig Sikat. He lived in human world with his mother, Sally Jackson. One day, he and his classmates with his teacher went to a museum. In there, he was attacked by a monster who had pretending to be his teacher, and fortunately he is safe. And then, starting from that, many strange things happen. And then his mother sent him to Camp Half-Blood with his best friend in Yancy Academy, Grover Underwood. In Camp Half-Blood, he knew that he was a son of God Poseidon, and he got a new friend. She is Annabeth Chase. And meanwhile, in other words, Zeus lost his master ball and accused Percy being the thief because he was Poseidon's son. Poseidon felt disproof of his son being accused. This problem made Poseidon and Zeus made a plan to fight, in which this war will endanger the human world. Knowing this, Percy tried to stop this war by going on an adventure with his friend Grover Underwood and Annabeth Chase. They tried to stop this war by going on an adventure to found Zeus' master ball and return it on time. There were so many dangerous challenges and monsters to face in order to find out where the master ball was. Finally, he succeeds to return the master ball to Zeus and prevented the gods' war. And he also could meet his biological father Poseidon and reunited with his mother Sally Jackson. But there was still next adventure waiting for Percy Jackson. My general opinion about this book was good, and I thought if this novel could add my insight about the culture of Greek mythology, and there were interesting things for me that I knew after reading this book. The first was that monsters can be killed, but they could not die. I did not know why, but they would reform in some time according their reforming ability. The second interesting thing was the main character of this book, Percy Jackson, the son of Poseidon, that had a dyslexia and SGID. As far as I know, God's child should be perfect, but in this book, it is not. The thing that I liked about this book was the story idea. I like mythological things, and this book contained many mythological characters and places, so this book satisfied my imagination of the mythological world. The diction words that used in the story was not complicated. I found so many new vocabulary helped me to know more vocabularies that I never knew before. The last was about the storyline that is happy ending. It made me relieved and comfortable after reading this book. There were so many characters in the story of novel that sometimes it made me confused and forget who is she or what kind of his character or her character in the novel, and there was no sufficient explanation about the site of the ancient Greek god in this novel, and there were no pictures of characters or place that describe the story at all, so there were only words. Yes, I would recommend this book especially to my friends who like to read a fantasy genre book and you who fascinated in mythological creatures, because this book was mostly about mythological creatures. The next reason was the author illustrated the characters clearly and used dictations that were not too heavy to read this book in spare time. The setting place of this story was taken in all over the USA. It seems to invite the reader to travel to this book, so even though the reader has never been to USA, the reader already had an idea how the place is there. You might be one of us. Names have power. Go on with what your heart tells you, or you will lose all. And humans see what they want to see. No gift comes without price. Knowing too much of your future is never a good thing.